So I got a couple of new tools. One is this sheet metal cutters, very handy for chopping up plastic, and a little weigh scale, very handy for weighing out specific amounts of plastic. So this flower vase here turned out so well that I thought I'd make another one like that. So what I can do is weigh it, and there we are, 226 grams, right? So what I've got here is some, this is some plastic left over from when I was making this. I always mix up a little more than I need, and these are so I decided I'd do 12 melts. So these are pieces that are left over from the process, the little crumbs and whatnot. You can always reuse them, right? So I'm going to divide that up evenly into 12, and then I'll add a translucent white, which gives those colors that kind of look like they're running in the rain a little bit. A very nice effect. Well, you can see a little bit in here. This one has I think it's about 15% translucent white, which is really nice for blending the colors together. So what I've got here is some plastic that's cooled for about an hour or so. I'm just going to take it out of the mold. I just had a weight on top of it there, and now this is the mold here. That's been made out of metal drinking straws, and put some screws through there and just sawed the points off, and this is baking paper, and here's the piece. And what the drinking straws did were they put some dents in the plastic here, so that it kind of see how it bends there. It's sort of very thin at a certain point, so it makes it really easy to make pieces of a standard width. And this is my waffle iron. The waffle part of the plate has been turned around to onto the flat side to make it a flat iron. Hi, so I thought I would mention that I use pliers to hold the plastic so that when I'm cutting, my fingers are well clear of those sharp blades, and that way adds a whole degree of safety to the situation. And that's pretty much how it works. Sometimes you gotta adjust the angle a little bit, get it right. There we go. So what I did here is I folded this, and it created these thin white lines on the back there, just from folding the plastic. And these are bolt cutters, so I'm just going to cut along the white line there with these. There. So for the other side here, the bolt cutters don't go quite deep enough, so I'm just going to chisel along that line to free up those two pieces. So there it is. And of course I keep the pieces because they just get remelted into a project in the future. So I've got my waffle iron heating up there, And got some gloves and some more heavy-duty gloves. These are good. The hot plastic doesn't stick to them, but these have more flexibility, so we'll see how it goes. What I'm doing is taking these pieces, which now have a constant width, and I'm going to make the edge a little more square there by pressing the plastic against the hot surface of the waffle iron or the flat iron. I'll start out with these gloves and see how it goes. If my fingers start getting a bit too warm, I'll switch over to the other. So what I'm doing is just kind of rocking that corner a little bit, and it's the combination of heat and pressure that works really well. Here, I guess I'm pressing with about 10-pound force, something like that. And it doesn't take long to square up the edge there. This is from the way the came out of the mold. It had a bit of a point on it there. I can let one piece cool while I do the other one, and that way I'm not holding the hot edge, right? Because I'm doing both sides, both edges. Well, anyway, you get the idea. So the plastic that I use is rigid plastic. It's the number 2 inside the triangle symbol here with a HDPE. Doesn't always have the HDPE, but if you see that number 2 inside the triangle, that's a really good plastic to use. And living here in the southwestern corner of Canada and Victoria, they do the recycling every 2 weeks. So if I'm getting low on a particular color, I can walk around the neighborhood and look for something that's easy to clean. The lids are usually number 5 plastic, so I set those aside, and careful to cut off any labels, that kind of thing. Don't want to get that in with the plastic mix. This is an example of bright white, and this is more like a translucent white. It makes quite a difference which white you use when you're mixing up, because the colors kind of blend a bit. Oh, hi. Okay, so what I'm doing here is taking the weight off, and this is a melted plastic pancake piece that I've got here, and I'm going to add some chips of plastic here, like that. Put the other oven paper piece on, because the hot plastic doesn't stick to the oven paper, so that's what that's about. I'm just going to get this, pardon me, concrete weight here back on here. It's the combination of heat and pressure that really makes this work really well. Okay, all right, so turning off the heat there, taking off the concrete weight, and these are my oven gloves. And what I'm going to show you here is this is a plastic pancake, so I'm just going to roll that and then roll it the other way, put it back in the oven paper here, and then this is using leverage here. I can squash that flat, kind of like that. Give that a second. And now, I'm going to take that out. You can see it's all been amalgamated there. I'm going to pop that back in, and that's it for now.